South Louisiana Quiz Bowl Online is made possible by the generous support of these sponsors. MC Bank, sharing the hometown spirit since 1955. Lapco Manufacturing, modern industrial workwear. Barker Honda, Martin Luther King Boulevard in Houma. It's better at Barker. Houma Paint and Industrial Supply, proud supporter of education in the Bayou region. DHD Offshore Services, personnel for inshore and offshore projects. DHD, a workforce that soars. Hello and welcome once again to South Louisiana Quiz Bowl. Our varsity semifinal story so far. Vanderbilt Catholic has advanced to the championship. Edie White awaits the winner of this game to possibly go into the second spot. And we have South Lafourche and Berwick playing to stay alive here in the semifinals. So good luck to both teams. Let's get to rapid fire. We're going to be dealing with places that begin with S-A-N, San. Good luck. The Alamo is an historic site. Ethan?
San Antonio.
That's right. Johnny Cash wrote a song about this prison and Cameron?
San Houston?
No, San Quentin. It's the capital of El Salvador. Sounds a lot. Brennan?
San Salvador.
That's right. Christopher Columbus landed on this island in the Bahamas October 12, 1492. Drew?
Santo Domingo?
No, San Salvador again. This geological rift was responsible for the 1906 San Francisco earthquake. Cameron?
San Andreas Fault?
That's right. It's where Bill and Ted start their excellent adventure in the 1989 movie. Cameron?
San Francisco?
No, San Dimas. Texans won this battle and their independence from Mexico in 1836. Stanley?
Battle of Santa Ana.
No, San Jacinto. It's the second largest city in Cuba and the capital of Chile. Drew?
Santiago?
That's right. It claims to be the oldest state in Europe. It's certainly one of the smallest. Drew?
San Marino?
That's right. In the National Hockey League, it's where the Sharks skate. That is San Jose, and that's the end of the round. Let's take a moment to let the players introduce themselves. We'll start with South Lafourche.
Hello, my name is Drew Como. I'm a junior. This is my fourth room quiz bowl, and my favorite manga is One Piece.
Hello, I'm Kevin Sano. This is my 7th year in Quiz Bowl. Other than Quiz Bowl, I'm in band and science and math club, and my favorite manga is Assassination Classroom.
Hi, my name is Zeta Plazos. I'm a senior. This is my 6th year in Quiz Bowl, and other than Quiz Bowl, I'm in Math and Science Club, NHS, and Tag Academics.
Hi, my name is Ethan Keefe. I'm a freshman. This is my 3rd year in Quiz Bowl. Other than Quiz Bowl, I do tennis, band.
All right, Cameron is the team captain. Tell us about South Lafourche.
South Lafourche High School has built a legacy preparing students academically since 1966. South Lafourche High School implements values of determination and diligence in every one of its students, and has maintained these values despite hardships faced. We would like to thank Ms. Allison Chasselon, Ms. Annie Jo Adams, Chris Hunter, and KWBJs for this amazing opportunity.
Thank you, Cameron. Thank you to the faculty sponsor, Ms. Annie Jo Adams. Let's welcome back South Lafourche High School. Here are the players for Berwick.
My name's Aubrey. I'm a freshman. This is my 2nd year of Quiz Bowl, and other than Quiz Bowl, I do dance.
My name is Christopher Robertson. I'm a senior. I've been in Quiz Bowl for 7 years, and I hate allergies.
My name is Brennan. This is my 3rd year in Quiz Bowl. I'm a sophomore, and I like to journal.
My name is Stanley. I'm a freshman. This is my 4th year of Quiz Bowl, and I do track, cross country, and play guitar.
Christopher, we are kindred spirits on the subject of allergies. He's the captain. Tell us about Berwick.
Berwick High School's vision is empowering students to succeed today and tomorrow. Berwick High also encourages its students to participate in a multitude of athletic, service, and academic organizations. We'd like to thank Mr. Chris Hunter and KWBJ for the opportunity to be here, along with our principal, Mr. Tony Lynn, and our sponsor, Mr. Robbie Robertson.
Thank you, Christopher. Thank you to the sponsor, Mr. Robbie Robertson. Let's welcome back Berwick High School. We get back to the game with a 2-point toss-up. Good luck. What narrow strip of land in southeastern France contains the city of Cannes, Saint-Tropez, and Nice, a modern resort area? Its geography includes Monte Carlo. Drew?
Riviera?
That's correct. Bonus for South Lafourche. Let's see what you know about the famed baseball player Jackie Robinson. He broke Major League Baseball's color barrier and joined what team in 1947?
It's Brooklyn Dodgers.
The Dodgers?
That's correct, Brooklyn Dodgers. He was the only athlete ever to letter in 4 sports at what university? Answer?
Kent.
That's incorrect. Berwick?
Howard.
No, he went to UCLA. South Lafourche. Jackie served in the Army from 1941 to 1944. He once faced court-martial on what specific charge?
Disobeying officer. Sure. Disobeying superior officer.
No, sorry. Berwick?
Desertion.
No, he would not go to the back of the bus. 2 points for South Lafourche. And we have a 2-point toss-up. For a wire made of a conductor such as copper, it is proportional to length divided by cross-section, and its inverse is called conductivity. What property of a circuit component or, Christopher?
Resistance.
That's correct. Bonus for Berwick. These are Finish the Title. Wendy Wasserstein wrote The Heidi blank, Ray Bradbury wrote The Martian blank, and C.S. Lewis wrote The Blank of Narnia.
Chronicles.
That's correct. Tennessee Williams, The Blank Tattoo.
Black.
That's incorrect. South Lafourche?
Hidden.
No, The Rose Tattoo. Berwick, David Hockney book about art, secret knowledge, rediscovering the lost techniques of the old blank.
World.
That's incorrect. South Lafourche. Answer?
No answer.
The Old Masters. 2 points for Berwick. And we'll go to a 2-point toss-up. Begun in 1604, it is known for its majesty of style and poetic rhythms. At Westminster, Cambridge, and Oxford, 47 scholars in 6 groups produced which 1611 translation that Britons called the authorized version of the Bible? Drew?
King James.
That's correct. Bonus for South Lafourche. In what state will you find these national parks? Hot Springs.
Colorado.
That's incorrect. Berwick?
Arkansas.
That's correct. South Lafourche. Arches. Arches National Park.
Utah.
That's right. Theodore Roosevelt National Park. Answer?
South Dakota.
That's incorrect. Berwick?
North Dakota.
It is North Dakota. 4 for Berwick and 2 for South Lafourche. Here's a 2-point toss-up. In the 1940s, Richard Nixon served on HUAC, the House committee that investigated what kind of activities, such as communism. Subjects targeted for this type of pursuit included the Hollywood 10, who were blacklisted. Aubrey?
Russian spies.
No, sorry. South Lafourche? Ada?
Domestic affairs.
No, the House Un-American Activities Committee. 2-point toss-up. What group of degenerative conditions include an autoimmune sciatic variety, a type due to joint infection, and a rheumatoid form? Brennan?
Lupus.
No, sorry. Ada?
Arthritis.
That's correct. Bonus for South Lafourche. We are in literature now. Which author of The Little Match Girl wrote an autobiography titled The Fairy Tale of My Life?
Wells.
That's incorrect. Berwick?
Pass.
It is Hans Christian Andersen. South Lafourche, which 1863 story was inspired by a northerner whose sympathies exiled him to the Confederacy, Bermuda, and Canada? Answer?
No answer.
Berwick?
Pass.
It is The Man Without a Country. South Lafourche, in which century is Sir Walter Scott's Ivanhoe set?
17th.
No, sorry. Berwick?
18th.
No, the 12th century. No points for that. Here's a 2-point toss-up. She closed out the Ptolemaic dynasty at the age of 39. Defeated, she refused to be led in a triumph. Drew?
Cleopatra.
That's correct. Bonus for South Lafourche. NASA has 11 major centers in 8 states. What state is home to the following? NASA's John C. Stennis Space Center.
Mississippi.
That's right. The Jet Propulsion Laboratory.
Texas. Texas.
No, sorry. Berwick?
Florida.
No, it's in California. South Lafourche, the Glenn Research Center.
Texas.
It's not Texas. Berwick?
Florida.
No, it's in John Glenn's home state of Ohio. 2 points for South Lafourche, and that's the end of the round. Welcome back to South Louisiana Quiz Bowl. We have new players coming in for both teams. Let's meet them, starting with South Lafourche.
My name is Corbin Mallard. I'm a senior in high school. This is my 4th year of Quiz Bowl. Besides from Quiz Bowl, I run marathons, and I am enlisted in the United States Marine Corps.
Hello, my name is Porter Buziga. Other things I do besides Quiz Bowl is band. It feels great to be back.
All right, welcome to you both. Also a new player coming in for Berwick.
Hi, my name is Seth Dinger. This is my 3rd year of Quiz Bowl, and other than Quiz Bowl, I like to play soccer.
All right, welcome to the game, Seth. South Lafourche leading Berwick. As we continue on, here are some 2-point toss-ups. The Cliffs of Insanity, Rodents of Unusual Size, and The Six-Fingered Man are all part of what adventure in the 1973 William Goldman novel that became a 1987 romantic comedy in which a grandfather reads to his sick grandson? Seth?
Princess Bride.
Correct. It was the first fraternal organization to use Greek letters to form its name. William and Mary student John Heath became the first president in 1776, named the College Honor Society that recognizes undergrads with high GPA. It is Phi Beta Kappa. What first name links 5 early poems by Wordsworth with the fossil remains of a hominid discovered in Ethiopia in 1974 and the wife of President Hayes? Cameron.
Lucy.
That's right. In The Frogs, he is credited for the creation of many Athenian traditions. He killed 3 infamous bandits on his journey to Athens. Along with his best friend Pirithous, he was captured by Hades and rescued by his cousin Hercules, who was this mythological figure who slayed the Minotaur. Cameron.
Theseus.
That's right. Identify the group of elements comprised of astatine, iodine, bromine, chlorine. Christopher.
Halogens.
That's right. It has profound uses in the area of decision making and has been applied to the fields of business, war, and animal behavior, created by the American mathematician John Drew.
Game theory.
That's right. And that is the end of the round. South Lafourche still in the lead. As we come to our 60-second rounds, Berwick, you get choice. You have a heart, writing, romance, or always, sometimes, or never.
Sounds like fun, right?
Yeah.
Have a heart.
All right. In the next 60 seconds, I want you to name the 10 main parts of the human heart. Beginning now.
Left ventricle, right ventricle,
Take your time. Both of those are right.
aorta,
Atrium.
Aorta is incorrect.
right atrium, and left atrium.
Both of those are correct. 5 more.
Freeze.
All right, we'll stop there. South Lafourche, you can give me 6. You have 6 to give. Okay, need you to start.
Nothing.
All right, the others are pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, atrioventricular valves, and semilunar valves. Okay, no points there, but South Lafourche, your choice now. Writing, romance, or always, sometimes, or never.
Always, sometimes, or never.
All right. One of those 3 words will be your answer. Good luck. The factors of a number are smaller than its multiples.
Always.
Incorrect. A polygon has the same number of sides as diagonals.
Never.
Incorrect. A shape with exactly 3 lines of symmetry is an equilateral triangle.
Always.
Incorrect. Subtracting makes things smaller.
Always.
No. Decimals can be expressed as a fraction.
Sometimes.
That's right. Prime numbers are odd numbers.
Sometimes.
That's right. Two numbers that are not 1 have a product of 1.
Well, always.
Incorrect. Rectangles have exactly 2 lines of symmetry.
Never.
Incorrect. You got 2 right for 4 points. Berwick gets the others. The factors of a number are smaller than its multiples. Answer?
Sometimes.
That's right. They can be smaller or equal to. A polygon has the same number of sides as diagonals.
Always.
No, sometimes. In a pentagon, they're not. A shape with exactly 3 lines of symmetry is an equilateral triangle.
Sometimes.
That's right. Subtracting makes things smaller.
Sometimes.
That's right. You subtract -1, it gets 1 larger. 2 numbers that are not 1 have a product of 1.
Never.
No, sometimes if the numbers are reciprocals. Rectangles have exactly 2 lines of symmetry. Answer?
Always.
No, it's sometimes. If it's a square, it has 4. So you got 3 right for 6 points. And that's the end of the round. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with more South Louisiana Quiz Bowl.
South Louisiana Quiz Bowl Online is made possible by the generous support of these sponsors. MC Bank, sharing the hometown spirit since 1955. Lapco Manufacturing, modern industrial workwear. Barker Honda, Martin Luther King Boulevard in Houma. It's better at Barker. Houma Paint and Industrial Supply, proud supporter of education in the Bayou region. DHD Offshore Services, personnel for inshore and offshore projects. DHD, a workforce that soars.
Welcome back to South Louisiana Quiz Bowl. Ada and Ethan have both returned to the game for South Lafourche. They've got a narrow lead over Berwick in our last round. Here we go with 2-point toss-ups. Good luck. On a trip to London, it is revealed to one of the characters that her love is engaged to Sophia Gray. However, the book ends happily with the 2 heroines married to Colonel Brandon and Edward Ferrars. Eleanor and Marianne Dashwood appear in what novel by Jane Austen? Drew. Sorry. Berwick? Brenner.
Pride and Prejudice.
No, it's Sense and Sensibility. He opposed Christianity and was a supporter of the persecution of its practitioners. Author of Meditations, a book of his Stoic philosophy. Brennan?
Marcus Aurelius.
Correct. A prolific worker, he wrote over 50 plays from 1893 to 1948. He may be best known for his play about Henry Higgins and Eliza Doolittle. Who is the author of Pygmalion? Cameron?
John.
No. It is George Bernard Shaw. This process's use of variations in relaxations, times, and concentrations of water allow it to produce a greater contrast resolution than comparable processes such as CAT scans or X-rays, highly utilized in scans of the brain and spinal cord. Christopher.
MRIs.
That's right. Mentioned numerous times in the Bible, this ridge is also considered sacred to Christians. Identify this mountain just east of Jerusalem. Drew?
Mount Sinai.
No, that is traditionally, Seth?
Mount of Olives.
Mount of Olives is correct. This psychological school of thought was first introduced by a professor at Johns Hopkins, stating that all human behavior is learned or conditioned. Name the psychological theory. Stanley.
Nature versus nurture.
No, sorry. The psychological theory propagated by John Watson and B.F. Skinner. South Lafourche? Ethan.
Adaptation.
No, it's behavioralism. In 2002, Norman Rockwell's famous painting of her sold at Sotheby's for almost $5 million. His depiction shows her pausing for lunch, grasping a ham sandwich in her powerful hand. Identify this fictional, Ada?
Rosie the Riveter.
That's right. He was the only son of Queen Isabella of Portugal and Holy Roman Emperor Charles V. Identify this king of Spain and rival of Elizabeth I, who sent Brennan?
Philip II.
Correct. With songs such as There Is Nothing Like a Dame, I'm Gonna Wash That Man Right Out of My Hair, and Some Enchanted Evening, this musical centers around American nurse Nellie Forbush and her love for a French painter. Name this Rodgers and Hammerstein musical based on a book by James Michener that first opened on Broadway in 1949.
Stanley.
Sorry. South Blue? Cameron.
6.
No, it's South Pacific. Literally a compound of words meaning tooth and fish. Its name is appropriate considering that these vicious predators can quickly... Ethan?
Piranha.
Correct. This island is located nearly exactly between Scotland and the northeastern tip of Greenland, separated from Greenland by the one... Drew?
Iceland.
That's right. This libretto was written by David Belasco and it first premiered in February of 1904 in Milan with characters such as Cho-Cho-Sun and Lieutenant Pinkerton. This is what masterpiece of Giacomo Puccini? That is Madame Butterfly. This Battle of the War of 1812 began when 10,000 British veterans of the Napoleonic War left Montreal to invade New York. Captain Thomas MacDonald defeated a British fleet on the namesake lake, stopping the enemy's supply line. Named this battle, which forced a British retreat in the Northern Theater, named for the large lake between Vermont and New York. Brennan.
Lake Ontario.
That's incorrect. South Lafourche. Ethan.
Erie.
No, it's Lake Champlain. Newton showed this to be a force exerted by all objects on all. Christopher?
Gravity.
That's right. His adventure begins when he receives orders from General Goals. In addition to friends like Kharkov and his guide Anselmo, he is joined by Pablo, Pilar, and other loyalists in a mission to destroy a strategic bridge. Identify this man who falls in love with Maria, the protagonist in Ernest Hemingway's For Whom the Bell Tolls. It is Robert Jordan. Originally invented in 1943 by a Navy engineer by the name of Richard James to combat vibrations in nautical ship equipment, it was scooped up by Gimbel's department store and sold as a toy. Identify this spring-like invention, Ethan.
Slinky.
That's right. His breakthrough. That is the end of the game. When they introduce themselves at the next game, I suspect South Lafourche players will be telling us their favorite toy is a slinky. South Lafourche wins and stays alive here in the semifinals. We say goodbye to Berwick for this season. Outstanding year with only one senior on the team, Christopher. Enjoy the rest of your I'm sorry, two, Seth as well. Enjoy the rest of your senior years. We'll see you next week on South Louisiana Quiz Bowl. Good night.